Hi, John Meyers here. Welcome to the Kicker Install Bay. We are here right now to do an installation with our new PX product in this beautiful 1969 fully restored Shelby GT350. We've chosen the PX product because it's got very low current draw and we can do an entire system in this car and completely hide everything so it still looks factory original, because I don't think that they had iPods back in '69 when this car was built. So let's show you how to put this product in and to do an integrated install that will not detract from the value or the aesthetics of this beautiful Mustang. Here's the plan. We want to put that kicker sound in this classic Mustang behind me. So I've picked out several products of our kicker line I think are going to work absolutely fantastic. We're going to use our PXI 50.2, which is our iPod controller. Extremely low current draw, and it drives 25 watts per channel to control your iPod and give you that sound that you want in your car without having to cut a hole in the dash, which we obviously don't want to do. This will run 25 watts by 2 to a pair of speakers, or I'm going to feed that into these two amplifiers, which will be 50 watts by 2 driving these 6x9s and 200 watts by 1 driving a 10-inch sub we're going to set in the trunk. Now you're wondering how we're going to hide all this. All this will be hidden, the amplifiers will be hidden under the seat. I'm going to make a special mount for the controller. We'll look inside and see what we're going to do in just a minute. The woofer is going to sit in the trunk, but when he goes to a car show, he can take the woofer out so it'll look completely original. The only thing that will be visible are the 6x9s, and yes, they were a factory option in '69, so we're not going to be altering the look of this vehicle a whole lot. So stay tuned, let's go inside and see where we're going to mount that controller. Here we are inside the Mustang. We've got a couple mounting options. If it were me and this wasn't a classic car, I'd want this controller front and center so it's easily accessible and easy to control and see. The problem is, we don't want to cut up the '69 Shelby's dash, so that's not an option. The other option would be made a plate and put it over the factory radio. We want this car to look all original. What we're going to do is we're going to leave this factory radio hooked up to the stock speaker so everything's still original. The next option would be leave this controller loose so you could tuck it under the seat. You got a little bit of a safety issue there because you can get that tangled up in your feet and you might actually not be able to press the brake pedal when you need it to. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put the iPod in the console here. I think we'll make a bracket to mount this right in front of the console so you got easy access to the buttons without taking your eyes off the road or your mind off the road. And then we'll make it so that this can be lifted up and set into the console, out of sight, out of mind. This car will look completely original and it's going to sound fantastic. Well, here it is. We've got the Mustang done. As you can see down here in front of the console, we got the PXI controller mounted. It's easily accessible. We've got our iPhone inside. The cool thing about this application, if we want to hide everything and return the car back to its original stock look, this is Velcroed in. It'll merely sit down inside the console and be completely covered up. Now the car looks all original. Now let's go in back and see where we hide the amplifiers. Now we're at the back of the car. As you can see in the trunk, we've got a subwoofer in here. When he wants to show the car, this subwoofer can be disconnected and pulled out. So let's go ahead and disconnect the subwoofer by connecting the wires. Take the subwoofer out of the car. Then this wire can be tucked underneath the rubber mat. There. Now if you look in this car, there's no hint that a subwoofer was ever mounted or any amplifiers. But where are the amplifiers, you ask? Here they are. Tucked neatly behind the rubber mat, we have the PXI controller, the PX 200.1 running the 10-inch woofer, and the PX 100.2 running the 6x9s. And yes, this car rocks. So now we've got a modern, updated kicker system in the Shelby Mustang. And when he wants to take it to a car show, it's going to look completely original. No one will ever know what we did.